In LA this week,
We can't help each other, so why not come down here and help us?
Both the city and county of Los Angeles passed comprehensive homelessness battle plans on the same day, one that will require $100 million annually just on the city's end. But who's going to pay for it? I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
the Made in Hollywood honors are here, and they're celebrating homegrown Oscar contenders. I'm Anita Bennett in Hollywood, and I'll bring you the winners just ahead.
Some savory experiences at the second largest terminal at LAX. I'm Rasha Goel, and that story's up next.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. Well, it's unanimous. LA City and county leaders vote to approve plans to end homelessness across our region. The votes came on the same day, and as Gil Reyes reports, with some heavy price tags.
We've heard promises before, but local leaders say this time will be different. The city and county of Los Angeles, each approving their own comprehensive strategies to end homelessness.
This pivoting, I think, is not only going to provide better services to our homeless population, but it's also going to save us money in the long term.
Both plans expensive, both connected, both call for more short-term and long-term housing. The philosophy being people need to be housed first before they can overcome drug dependency and mental illness, main contributors to the cycle of homelessness. LA County is committing an additional $150 million over the next 2 years. LA City plans to dedicate $100 million annually. As for the city of Los Angeles, it has not yet secured that first $100 million. As talks on possible revenue sources continue, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti suggests linkage fees on developers. These would be fees on new development projects, high-rises, for example, within LA city limits. Mayor Garcetti is also suggesting transaction fees on real estate documents, $75 per document.
When you sell a commercial property, there's a number of documents you have to record, a $75 fee, so that obviously if people are selling commercial properties in this market, they're making money. Seems like a fair thing to be able to share some of that and have that be a resource.
There's also talk of a possible tax increase to pay for affordable and permanent supportive housing. The issue could go before voters in November. Skid Row resident Marie Hodge likes the idea.
We can't help each other, so why not come down here and help us? I think that'd be a great idea.
Do you think it should be an across-the-board tax increase for everybody, or just a certain percentage of the top?
Everybody.
Meantime, the city and county continue to press state and federal governments for funding, too. On Skid Row, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
City leaders say close to $2 billion over the next decade will be needed to end the problem. But in the short term, a community Skid Row program is already taking a bite out of homelessness. Anna Marcos brings us more on a new joint effort by the city and county that's delivering results.
It's a simple idea: send social service workers out into the streets where the homeless are.
I've been on Skid Row since 2006.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
The Community Skid Row program, a team effort by city and county agencies and community groups, is hardly a month old. But already it has signed up close to 50 homeless people on Skid Row into treatment programs, and 25 of them have moved into permanent housing.
It's very important to be out there every day because the people have severe needs, and if you don't do it that way, essentially you're not going to build that trust.
Every weekday, the Community Skid Row program sends 4 teams out to talk to the homeless. Each team has a nurse, a mental health expert, a substance abuse counselor, as well as emergency personnel and peers who have lived on the streets themselves.
Right now, in order to assist someone with mental health issues, it's law enforcement, it's the county jail, it's not medical facilities. We are trying to change that course.
It's absolutely a health and mental health addiction disaster down here, and it required some leadership to actually take on an effort every day to do outreach with folks who are living on the street.
For organizers, it's an uphill battle. Some homeless people refuse help because of mental health issues. For others, like Eric Arroyo, being homeless is a choice.
There's nothing I don't like about the services. It's just that's a choice I make to be out here. I enjoy being out here. I like being outside. It's like being camping in the mountains, but it's different. You're here urban camping, city camping.
Still, most homeless will accept help once providers gain their trust. And slowly, the daily walking and talking to people on the streets is starting to pay off. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
At any one time, there are about 4,000 people living on Skid Row, with close to half of them sleeping on the street. Well, the machine that will drill new tunnels for the metro line through South Los Angeles has a new name. Anita Bennett reports the name has special significance during Black History Month.
3, 2, 1,
This 950-ton boring machine that will dig tunnels connecting Metro's Crenshaw LAX line has officially been named Harriet.
A fitting name as we enter African American History Month and begin construction on our very own underground railroad.
The name in honor of Harriet Tubman, who helped slaves escape via the Underground Railroad, was announced during a ceremony at the Expo Construction Yard. The moniker and artwork on the machine were chosen as part of a student contest.
I'm particularly proud that the award-winning TBM name of Harriet came from Calvin Mosley, a student at City Honors in the beautiful city of Inglewood.
Mosley and artwork contest winner Brittany Hernandez beat out over 200 other competitors.
And I knew that the name was going to be coming out during Black History Month, so I chose Harriet, especially because it's going underground.
I'm really excited and happy about this, and I'm really happy that I'm in first place.
The tunnel boring machine will connect 3 underground light rail stations, Crenshaw Expo, Martin Luther King, and Lamert Park.
And I went down a few months ago to see what it's like and to be underneath Crenshaw Boulevard, one of our great streets that I've designated as the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, working with our council. It is amazing to be underneath this boulevard, to see its potential, to work with the business community to make sure that nobody's put out of business during the business we're getting done.
The project is expected to take about 13 months. I'm Anita Bennett for LA This Week.
Contest winners Mosley and Hernandez will receive tap cards valued at $300, allowing them to ride Metro for free. Well, newly launched online maps will allow us to keep better tabs on road repairs and other projects affecting our neighborhoods. And as Gil Reyes reports, these real-time graphs might also speed up emergency response.
Let's say the big one hits. A major earthquake rocks Los Angeles, trapping students at area campuses. LAFD firefighters rush to the scene, could make critical decisions faster using maps accessible on their smartphones. Hundreds of maps with real-time information on street closures, sewer lines, and the nearest fire hydrants.
Any information that would make it easier to respond to an emergency. And believe me, I've seen first responders go out there. And it's kind of like, hey, you go over there, try to figure that out. You go over there, look down at the sewer lines. And they're scrambling to do those things that we could maybe have in their palm the moment they arrive.
At a news conference broadcast live on YouTube from La Crette's Innovation Campus, Mayor Eric Garcetti promotes LA's newly launched GeoHub, the latest in a string of open data tech innovations under his term. GeoHub is one of the largest online collections of urban maps, information in real time, aimed at improving emergency response and other city services such as pothole repairs, 311 calls, and urban planning. And these maps aren't just for city personnel. Journalists, students, anyone can use these apps to keep tabs on city trends.
So whether you're a university or a nonprofit or just an Angelino who's interested in what's going on in your community, there are hundreds of maps to choose from that allow you to analyze and get a better understanding of your neighborhood.
The city partnered with the company Esri, a leader in geographic technology, to launch the platform. The city's first 4 apps mainly monitor traffic and road construction, but could one day map homelessness, housing, and earthquake trends.
And suddenly, we've got geographic knowledge coming together through an open and accessible portal for everybody.
For improved city services and transparency, all mapped out in the palm of your hand. In downtown LA, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Real-time city data on an estimated 500 maps are available now. Download the apps at geohub.lacity.org. Well, LA officials try to make a golden impression for an upcoming bid to host the 2024 Olympics. Rasha Goel has more.
Thomas Bach, president of the International Olympic Committee, showed off his soccer skills at UCLA along with Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. Bach and other IOC officials visited the campus and other proposed venues for the 2024 Olympics.
We also were able to show some of the plans that we have for our bid, though, and the way that we're tying in a legacy and have continued to keep Olympics alive in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles represented the final stop in Bach's tour of 4 cities, including Paris, Rome, and Budapest, that are in the running to host the 2024 Summer Games.
It will be up to the different candidates now to make their point, to show their uniqueness.
LA is proposing to house athletes on the Westwood campus, saving $1 billion or more on construction of a separate Olympic village. Bach didn't give any leads on which city might be the frontrunner, but he did say,
after this Olympic competition, there is only one medal. And there is no silver, there is no bronze. It's only the gold medal.
The lobbying will continue for another 20 months, with host candidates vying to impress IOC voters around the world. The International Olympic Committee will make the selection in 2017. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Los Angeles was home to the Olympics in 1932 and 1984. Well, a new gun safety campaign hits the streets of LA. American Airlines expands services at LAX, and a historic library branch in Cypress Park is back in business. All these stories and more in CityBeat. Tenants and landlords of earthquake-vulnerable buildings will split seismic retrofitting costs under ordinance amendments approved by the LA City Council. The council approved amendments to a city law adopted last year, clarifying that tenants and landlords will share retrofitting costs equally. While tenants will be responsible for half of the costs, landlords will be required to cap the retrofitting costs for tenants at $38 per month. The retrofitting mandate targets brittle concrete buildings and soft-story structures with weak first floors that were built prior to when earthquake building codes were adopted in the late 1970s.
It's better, easier, smarter to go in at the front end and to do the retrofit than to come in after and try to rebuild.
Nearly 200 LA Department of Transportation dash buses hit the streets outfitted with educational advertisements, urging Angelenos to lock it up and safely store their firearms when not in use. The ads read, "Lock it up, never let your gun get in the wrong hands." The ad depicts a young child holding a revolver. Councilmember Paul Krikorian, who spearheaded landmark gun storage legislation last year, says the campaign is meant to get people to stop and think.
And I'm sure that it's going to be shocking to some people to see this. I'm sure it's going to be disturbing, and it's meant to be.
It's important to get the word out because it's easy to forget to lock up, your gun and not realize how it can get in the hands of young people and they can get hurt really easily.
American Airlines recently celebrated expansion plans at LAX. Airline officials gathered at the Hollywood Bowl to highlight new initiatives for 2016, including new services and routes, new partnerships, and new gates. American Airlines employs more than 5,000 workers in Southern California, which, according to officials, makes the airline one of the top 20 largest employers in Los Angeles. American operated 66,000 flights for more than 14 million passengers in 2015.
LA is a really important market for us, and we want to continue to grow our partnership with businesses and nonprofits in the community.
After being closed since 2008, the Richard Henry Dana Branch Library in Cypress Park has been reopened. Councilmember Gil Cedillo partnered with the city's Department of Recreation and Parks and Bureau of Engineering to reopen the branch. The 2,800 square foot building, built in 1926, has been renovated but still maintains its historical significance. In 1987, the Dana branch was added to the National Register of Historic Places, citing the building's charming one-story New England colonial revival-style architecture. In 2011, the City of LA named the building a historic and cultural monument. Improvements include new recreation space, new lighting, new roof, and other upgrades. Each year, the City of LA hosts an award show for Oscar-nominated movies shot in California. Anita Bennett takes us to the 2016 Made in Hollywood Awards.
The paparazzi are in place and the red carpet is out for the 5th annual Made in Hollywood Awards.
This year, we're celebrating 2 animated feature films and 1 live-action feature film produced in California, right here in LA.
Each year, the LA City Council recognizes Oscar-nominated films in the Best Picture and Best Animated Feature categories that were produced here in California. Paramount's stop-motion drama Anomalisa and Disney's Inside Out made the cut.
This is disgust, and that's fear. We're Riley's emotions.
This year, Made in Hollywood introduced 2 new categories, including one honoring the season's most diverse Oscar contender. The biopic about gangster rap group NWA was mostly overlooked by the Oscars, igniting a firestorm of controversy. But Councilman Mitch O'Farrell's office decided to honor Straight Outta Compton with a Diversity in Hollywood Leadership Award.
We need more diversity in the industry itself, across the board. When we have that, I think that then we'll see that reflected in all the award nominations.
Meanwhile, Star Wars The Force Awakens composer John Williams received the inaugural Lifetime Contribution to Hollywood Award.
Nothing will stand in our way.
I wanted to do the music here with our orchestra here, but the people who really should be thanked for having this happen are starting off with J.J. Abrams, who was the director of the film, and Kathy Kennedy as producer.
Williams has previously taken home 5 Academy Awards. In Hollywood, I'm Anita Bennett for LA This Week.
The producer of Straight Outta Compton said they were able to shoot locally after qualifying for California's film tax credits. Well, LAX's International Terminal 2 now joins the Tom Bradley International Terminal as a world-class hub for global travelers. After months of renovation, it's finally open with new and exciting dining and retail options for passengers.
These are some glimpses of the latest upgrades at the new Terminal 2 at LAX. Los Angeles World Airports and Westfield recently unveiled the new terminal featuring 16 new dining and retail brands.
And this terminal alone, the second busiest international terminal at LAX, serves more than 1 million U.S. travelers and about 4 million travelers from abroad each year. To create a better travel experience for them, we're upgrading the ticket lobby, as well as the baggage screening and the baggage claim areas, and we improved all of the terminal's electrical, mechanical, and telecom systems.
The redevelopment project took 20 months to complete.
There's also a tremendous amount of work going on behind the scenes, and that work is critically important because that enables the technology, the cooling, the environment of this building to be sustainable and to serve the passengers.
This is the terminal's first renovation in nearly 30 years, and officials say they want passengers to experience the true taste of Los Angeles.
We at Westfield wanted to showcase the soul of Los Angeles. Our goal is to understand the needs of the passenger and to deliver a Southern California experience.
CITYBEAT Bar, an Italian food destination with a focus on simple organic Italian food, is among the new eateries at the terminal.
And we are very proud of our product, of making everything from scratch. So we wanted to give the same experience to the customer that come to Hollywood as well to the travelers here at the Los Angeles airport.
It's so fitting as we have reached a record-breaking number of passengers. We expect more growth in the near term for LAX to have another terminal besides Tom Bradley International Terminal that really reflects the uniqueness, the culture, the vibrancy of the great city of Los Angeles.
A holistic customer journey that Los Angeles World Airports hopes to create for its passengers. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Terminal 2 serves more than 5 million passengers annually. While bicycle infrastructure, safe streets, and family fun all came into play as Reseda got rolling on its annual West Valley Community Bike Ride. And Marcos brings us more.
The LAPD's black and whites flashed red and blue as the West Valley Community Ride kicked off, headed by Councilmember Bob Blumenfield. This is his third year taking in some fresh air with resident bicyclists of Reseda.
That's the goal here, is we're really trying to transform this area in a positive way.
I think this is fun. This is a good ride. It's a good way to bring out the community. It's a good way to promote cycling here in the valley.
The 10-mile route meandered through streets, the Orange Line Bikeway and the LA River Bikeway, and LAPD cops came along for the ride.
If you see some of our officers that are in bike uniform, get used to them. We're going to introduce the bike detail out here to Reseda, so it'll be great.
But Councilmember Blumenfield isn't just concerned with transforming Reseda residents and cops into bike riders. He wants to transform the area itself. After the bike ride, he held a workshop to talk about the Reseda corridor's future. Among the plans, building an ice rink for residents with Prop K money.
I love going on the bike rides, especially on weekends, since it's not having to be somewhere at a certain time. It's not commuting. And also, I want to hear what changes that they're going to do.
After the bike ride, we're going to have vision boards, we're going to have discussion, we're going to basically be getting a lot of community input on what people want to see in this area.
In honor of the occasion, the Los Angeles Kings set up a hockey rink and puck shoot. Family fun, safe streets, and healthy ways to ride and play. It looks like this bike ride was a resounding success. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The bike ride is part of the Reseda Rising Initiative and LA's Great Streets Initiative. While a new group of LAPD recruits joins the force to protect and serve, Rasha Goel has more.
25 graduates recently celebrated their success in becoming the LAPD's newest officers. The graduation ceremony was held at the Los Angeles Police Academy.
You have to remember what it was inside of you that made you want to be a Los Angeles police officer. And then always be true to that. Always.
LAPD Chief Charlie Beck also reminded the recruits of their collective goals.
I want you to make this city safer, and I want you to build public trust.
Graduates were also honored for excellence in several categories, including most inspirational, weapon proficiency, and human relations.
The #1 officer and recipient of the William H. Parker Award for Class 815 is Officer Daniel Battles.
We cannot wait to get out there and start doing the job that we've pursued for so long. I know it won't be easy, but with the determination that I've seen demonstrated in the Academy, I know we can achieve it.
The recruits completed 920 hours of training over 24 weeks.
You are now members of a very big and very special family. You will be the people keeping a watchful eye on our communities and keeping our families and neighborhoods safe from harm. You will be the people that our city turns to in the face of a natural disaster.
They are faces of new hopes and dreams that will now spread their wings in the City of Angels. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Of the 25 graduates, 21 were males and 4 were females. An annual event is bringing kids from all over LA together to compete in a friendly game of ball while honoring a civil rights leader. He steals, he dribbles, he shoots, and he scores as these kids take part in the 7th annual Dream Games, named in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. Martin Luther King, his favorite speech, I have a dream.
Wearing Dr. King t-shirts, kids between the ages of 7 and 12 tipped off the games at the Westwood Recreational Center with some high-energy action on the court.
I'm just here to represent Pan Pacific in the Dream Games. Pretty excited.
The Dream Games were created to recognize Dr. King and to bring folks together for one common goal, to give kids in LA the chance to play sports.
Seeing kids from different parks that seem to be isolated and segregated from one another, we thought it would be a good idea to bring those kids together and make sure that they had a clear understanding of what the ethnicities were and had respect for one another.
The Dream Games are made possible through a partnership between the Department of Rec and Parks and Friends of West LA. The games provide children from 11 different Los Angeles City recreation centers the opportunity to participate in a basketball exhibition.
This is a great example of an opportunity to recognize Martin Luther King's legacy and bring together the diversity that is Los Angeles.
Some of the 11 participating recreation centers include Chevy Chase, Costello, Cypress, Echo, Expo, Highland, and Westwood. To get the game schedule or to learn how to participate, call the Westwood Recreation Center at 310-473-3610. Well, here's your chance to see the Harlem Globetrotters in action, celebrate the Year of the Monkey with a fireworks display, and shop for some unique merchandise in downtown LA. That's all in this week's Things to Do. They're making their way to Los Angeles during their 90th anniversary world tour. The world-famous Harlem Globetrotters will be playing 2 games at the Los Angeles Staples Center on February 21st. Don't miss your chance in seeing the iconic team in action. For 90 years, the Harlem Globetrotters have provided smiles, encouraged sportsmanship, and service to millions of people worldwide. A mix of athleticism, entertainment, trick shots, and ball handling will keep the family smiling and entertained. The star-studded roster features Big Easy Lofton, plus female star TNT Maddox, and more. For more information, visit harlemglobetrotters.com. Under a pale blue sky. It's the Year of the Monkey. The LA Chinatown Firecracker Run annual event brings family and friends to participate in the festivities. The run includes a bike ride on February 20th, a 5K run, a 10K run, and a kiddie run on February 21st. The event will also include a lighting of the fireworks ceremony and admission to the Firecracker Festival, carnival games, and petting zoo for kiddie run participants. The event will also include a lighting of the fireworks ceremony, a firecracker festival, carnival games, and petting zoo for kiddie run participants. All proceeds and donations go to local elementary schools and nonprofit community organizations providing service and programs to benefit the community. The LA Chinatown Firecracker Run Committee has contributed more than $500,000 so far. For more information, visit firecracker10k.org. Do some shopping at the Artists and Fleas during the weekend of February 20th and 21st. Located nearby downtown Los Angeles Art District, this flea market is a community event that showcases art, design, and fashion, alongside a selection of vintage and upcycled merchandise. This market also presents LA's notable food trucks, makers' workshops, and special events for the entire family. From New York, Artists and Fleas branched out to LA in 2014. The market is open every third weekend from 11 to 5 p.m. For more, visit artistsandfleas.com. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder, you can catch us online at lacitybeview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.